Oh, that frame tearing. Maybe I should just unearth the Xbox 360 after all. Maybe I should let it wait in case there's more patches.
It's dangerous to run around here, boys.
Grandpa, hurry! Hurry Grandpa, you're too slow.
Just letting it run. I'm gonna lower it down on my TV so it doesn't pop the mic get off the soundbar remote, my heaven sent son. Wonder how I sound against this, because Daily Premonition is a game that can be quite loud. This detail is actually clearer to me than it was in the Xbox 360 version. Because the branches don't blend in as much. Right up the middle. Take your time there, Grandpa. Don't spare them around here. Alright. Fuck me, this music brings it back. I'm increasingly tempted these days to have an Xbox One just to like replay the 360 games that are like backwards compatible with it, because fucking like Deadly Premonition is apparently was added in 2017. Let's have a look. Close enough. ZL's run. Okay, this is based on the PS3 version's controls. Or no, it's the other way around. ZL run was in 360 version, that's right. PS3 version moved it to the face button, if I remember right. Yeah, honestly, I kind of prefer the trigger being that. You have everything basically on the shoulder buttons and then A and B. So you don't really want A, B, and X. Sure. God, that even noises take me back. Cruel production. Well, I think that was in the PS3 version. forget. It's been some years. I don't think they have been changed. It strikes a rather stark difference in the title screen, doesn't it? Okay, no, we're good. I saw a TV flash on, I was like, hang on, what? But no, it's not an FMV. The PS3 version of the game added a bunch of extra cutscenes which created this whole framing device around an old man talking to someone about ostensibly the story.
Could you wait just a little longer?
This won't take long.
Rocks ahead. It does control better than the 360 version, at least feels better, if you know what I mean. It's the same button, but... That'd be right. Admittedly, I don't know my America that very much, but West Virginia on the east and Washington in the northwest. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Oh, wrong, I say. I don't understand what it's getting at, is what I mean. Yes, the PS3 version added the framing device, which had like a TV in it, and there's like an old man talking.
It will start soon.
It just added a bunch of cutscenes like that throughout the game, as well as changed the ending. Yeah, it changed the... Well, they say it added a new ending, but really they just changed it to stick something else onto it. Wasn't really up to much, and you're not really missing anything by not having it. I'd argue the game's actually stronger. The ending, at least, is stronger for not having it.
Zach, can you hear me? It's me, York. If you can hear my voice, could you respond? Good. I thought you went to sleep.
Oh, my kitty cat
Zach,
has gone to sleep.
don't be surprised. The crime took place out in the country this time. Let's take it slow.
Alright.
Okay, Zach?
Shuffling that up so you can still hear me. I'm leaning a wee bit away from the mic right now.
Sure, that's one way of looking at it, but it's totally wrong.
That takes it back.
Listen, they both need each other. It's called interdependency, and they both know it. Yeah, I know. He does terrible things to Tom. Nasty, even sadistic things. But that's fine, as long as that's what Tom wants. Think of it. His actions. He's always asking for it. It's his partner's job to fulfill that.
He's on the phone,
and
he's
Jerry
driving, he's
knows
smoking,
that.
he's working on a laptop with one eye with his spare hand.
Proof? Well, in the Tom and Jerry show, they
And
live
he's talking
with each
about
other.
the psychological background to the Tom and
Hello?
Jerry cartoons.
Hello?
He's a fascinating character.
Zach, I can't believe the Bureau still can't get me a satellite phone.
These puppies are making me go to another town in the boondocks again.
Well, I'll be a happy camper, even if it ends up being a waste of time. At the very least, it'll get me out of the cramped city for a while. Right, Zach?
Oh, but unscreened here.
The perpetrator from the last case really was something. Who'd have thought there'd be razors laced into her nails?
The wording list is curious to me. I really should have played this on 360. My 360 chip so it works.
At least I now have a scar to show off. See this? I got this when I arrested the Catwoman wannabe. Women. They're crazy. Don't you agree, Zach?
Oh, don't you? Ah, the classic. You couldn't hear, but that's that song during the car crash. Comes up later. It's a pretty metal song. Doesn't care, just lets the rain get all over it. The only thing that matters. Has a persistent lighter though. At least he stuck it in his pocket, you know. Didn't dump it.
Zach, there goes the civilized world.
The screen's a bit different. It wasn't that huge, and I didn't think it actually came in that early. Be curious to see where this stands in terms of differences compared to everything else. Right away, it uses the 360 control scheme, but everything feels faster and better. I mean, it is still a bit better. It's not as, how would I say, sloppy as it was on 360 or PS3 for that matter. Yeah, take that. You know, stuff that in your shit. While your basic handgun has infinite ammo at all times. Yeah, you might as well use that to break shit because it's just better at it. Mission knife I keep around because I prefer having it. I think one day I've actually swapped the shoulder buttons, not because instinct tells me to do with the triggers rather than the main buttons, but I inevitably know that means I would fuck it up when muscle memory for Deadly Premonition starts coming back in. Agent Honor.
Looks like we're being welcomed. Zach, I'll let you handle the meet and greet.
I do like this thing. The extra for profiling always gets me because you don't have. I'm pretty sure you don't have a choice in the matter. Like there is a timer for hitting the button and all, but it's kind of like I never actually let it not do that. It's occurred to me I didn't actually check in there. Never like not profiled, and I kind of wonder what happens if you don't. If it just skips straight over it or what. Take that. We want that on us. Red ones are always better than blue ones, but blue ones respawn and can, like, unless they respawn, drop from breakable shit all the time. The red ones are placed in the world and vanish once you got them. I think they respawn on like chapter replays, but I don't remember offhand, and it doesn't matter too much anyway. You do have a flashlight, even though you don't really need it, at least not here. But it doesn't run out of battery. At least I don't remember running out of battery. Cutscene didn't jitter like that in past versions. That I remember, at least. We're gonna look this up. I will be ruthlessly comparing it to the past two versions, yes. I say two versions, Xbox 360 and PS3, because those are the ones I played. The PC version is based off the Western PS3 version, which is the director's cut, which is the one that adds the extra shit and is meant to be an improvement on the 360 version. It mostly wasn't, honestly. But the differences weren't so much that you would be worse off for playing it. Except for the extra story shit. So. Hello. Yes, you're the end to dangle off the end of the bed. Kitty cat's rolling upside down in this slate and he's wondering, hey, where's the bed going? Hello. Are you shocked at it? Oh yeah, this is the start screen, by the way. I'm not even gonna get into explaining it. Just that's the pause screen. Give me the pickles, you see. I need to tend to the pickles. Music just stops dead. It's just all the little things. Just make the entire thing just a cosmic experience. Hello. Yeah, no, that didn't jitter like that in the old version. Not at all. This cutscene otherwise looks sharper, but and a bit faster. It might be a frame rate thing, honestly. Yay. Anyway, it does let you just lock on the handle for you, but honestly most of the time you're better off just doing it yourself, just for the headshots. Headshots give you money. Fine. Next up, Xbox 360, Y and X with Switch Y and X.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
These take less shots. And even, maybe actually they take the same amount of shots on PS3, I forget. I do know it would take more than one headshot to put them in the dirt though. On Xbox 360, which is the version I played the most by far. I need to get my PS3 sorted even. The thing is basically dying. It can't use the internet anymore. It's like, I'm pretty sure like the hard drive or something will start going on it soon. I should really get transferred over. And I guess I could. That's the thing, because the PS3, PSN suck shit so much now. It might be that I have to wire it to, or to bring it downstairs to do anything online with it.
I've been through a lot of crazy situations, but that one takes the cake. It's the first time I've been attacked so directly. Zach, can you give me a logical explanation about
Logical
what that was?
specifically.
Never mind, don't answer. Life is fun because of the mysteries.
They've
Right, Zach?
definitely either, it might not be a frame rate thing, I think they might have just sped up the animations. Hello, Nox, it's happening. Also judging for version differences. You get the full experience here. Just with the logo blurred out so it can be legally distinct lollipops. The main thing is the cutscenes are definitely been like, they are mostly identical to the originals. It's just something has changed. I don't know if it's frame rate or if it's just they sped up animations and stuff just directly. Something like that. That's changed. Hi. But there's also some camera changes and such in cutscenes, so I'll be curious to see how extreme any of that gets. They're definitely faster. I think maybe it is just that they are faster. It's not a frame rate thing exactly. It wouldn't give me an Agent Arnold, would you? Or Chemical Pickles. Hello, my son. Also, the enemies do... I don't remember if they only took this many shots on PS3 or what, but I can tell you... It does indeed. I can tell you that they didn't go down in a single headshot in the 360 original. Yeah, let's toolbox that actually. That's faster. That's distinctly faster. That feels like someone doing that deliberately, because you'd have to wait for the whole sentence to type out. And I'm guessing that annoyed people. Went down for me in PS3 with headshots, I think. Okay. I don't remember the PS3 version very much. I mostly remember the 360 one. In the 360 one, it always took like 2 or 3 headshots depending on the individual zombie. Put them down. I mean, I'm not gonna complain because if that means like headshots in particular, like they've reduced enemy health in general, or at least made headshot damage a lot higher. That's gonna make some fights go so much better. And by some fights, I mean the wall crawlers. The game got stuck and got stuck. Ah well. On PS4. One day I'll finish this game. I would recommend playing it over watching me. PS3, yeah, I figured. I would recommend playing it yourself over watching me, but by all means, you can watch. Let's steady on, Cap. Oops. I feel like they've also made the headshot window a lot bigger. Pardon me, I need the item. I wish to claim. I wish to claim. Okay, that's... Okay, there we go. That took a wee bit. I have started playing on Switch, fair enough. Good then. Keep at it. Abandon everything else and do it like right now. Oops. True. I was half tempted to... Who the fuck plays this game, Gavin? No one, that's who. They fucking should, though. I was very tempted to just gently lift my microphone and bring it closer to my cat as he's washing himself, just to enhance that sequence.
shot.
Just need you down a wee bit faster. Just to stick this in. That noise, I think, only really happens here, because I don't remember it anywhere else in the game. It's just one of those emotional decisions. Oops. Great. Too quick on the trigger, that one. Oops. Alright, steady on.
Bullseye.
I do like the touch of shooting them again to like knock my body down instantly. The interesting like decision, it actually doesn't matter. Great.
Amazing. Great.
I really should have shot her too. Just for the...
Amazing.
Again, always that wee bit over.
Bullseye. Amazing.
I love these things.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Amazing. Out of box.
Amazing.
Alright. This will be the interesting bit right here. That is still pretty tight. That's a lot closer to the Xbox 360 timing than it is the PS3 one. Because if you don't nail that, he just fucking kill you. Like, well, he gives you get another one where you get to try and dodge again. If you fuck up both, you just die. Which is some fun, I tell you what. I know you know, but I'm just like I was, because no one was in. I was like talking to myself, you know, an almost guide-like thing. I forgot there's someone actually here now, so I try to adjust. The thing that killed me most in this game is just the quick time events, because they are just that severe. But I feel judged. Ergo.
There's definitely something in this town.
They really do. Like, there's...
You feel it, Zach?
Like, I always remember that one, because I actually died like 2 or 3
Yesterday
times the
morning,
first time I played on that
My
one.
coffee made a sign. It said, "Tomorrow you'll arrive in a place that will change your fate."
6 o'clock. I am on tenterhooks for Deadly Premonition 2. I am dying to know like where are they going with it, what is it going to involve, how are they going to do. Like fuck me, like I never expected such a thing to exist, and I don't know what it could possibly like contain and try and get up to. I do want to get around to D4 at some point. I never played that, and it's all on Steam, so I might as well. It has the potential to be so bad. It really does. Like, Swery's on board, and that makes you think, okay, it could be anything like fucking glorious, incredibly good. But it just also has so much potential to be so very bad. Unfortunately, too short. Ah well, yeah. I mean, they technically is unfinished, because you never got to finish it, didn't they? Microsoft stopped funding it because they didn't sell millions, even though they were like, hey, this obscure developer in his game, we should back that as an Xbox One exclusive. And just assumed it must have would sell well or something, and then, you know, it didn't, because it's niche and obscure as fuck. I'm pretty sure Nintendo did more to put, like, Swery's games and Deadly Premonition in particular into the spotlight than anyone else ever did, just by sticking it in the Nintendo Direct and announcing Deadly Premonition 2 at the same time. I feel like that, like, did the game such a big favor more than anything.
Now you were very late.
Oh yeah, they sped it up. I remember the slow pan on this one.
FBI Special Agent Francis York.
Same time when Episodic games were a big
Please
thing.
just call me York.
It was like what, 2000? When was the Xbox One really like launch? Because I remember it was a launch game for that.
Good, that's good.
Right enough, you're probably right. It was an Episodic game, so they probably went like, oh, we better have one of those.
I'm Deputy Sheriff Emily Wyatt. George, he's the sheriff. He went looking for you.
I don't know. Microsoft are weird.
He'll be back soon.
I see.
If you don't mind me asking, did you walk all the way here?
Yes.
My car broke down, that's all.
Did you not see me? I walked all the way down that street.
She's easy on the eyes. Definitely worth a trip to the primitive world. By the way, don't mention
Damn it.
anything about what happened back there. She'll think you're a psycho. Don't want that, do we, Zach?
Welcome to Greenvale. I'm the sheriff, George Woodman.
Fucking
Call me
mustache. That would be great if the car was just behind
FBI
him
Special
on
Agent
fire.
Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
The line.
Could you tell me why the FBI is so interested in a small-town homicide?
Where does he even come from? He comes from
Just say it's a
the
personal...
word. I mean, if you want me to actually be serious, it is
sample cases to help me with my profile.
a spoiler, but
Both are superior.
it is a spoiler. But there is actually a reason for how he comes from behind.
You don't have a problem with this, do you?
I know what I said.
No. No problem. Just want to set things straight.
No spoiler. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you, but there is, believe it or not, there is actually a reason for why the sheriff comes from behind you here,
Maintaining peace.
and the game actually does go into it.
Profiling sample.
You'd be surprised what things actually matter to the plot.
Of course. By the way, George, I...
The double
had an
blast.
accident
Is
in
it
the
a
car.
sexy reason?
Could you...
Well, I can't tell you, can I? That would be
Oh,
spoilers.
and my clothes and luggage are still inside.
Oh God, yes.
All right. Don't worry. I'll get my assistant Thomas to take care of it. Do you
He
need
does
me?
have a porn mustache. Like he is ready.
Well then, I think I'll rest up first at the hotel. Then I'll join you on your investigation.
Don't know how to say that. But, we really don't need your help. Unlike some of your corrupt city police officers, I play it by the book. I hope you'll come to appreciate that, Agent.
Oh man, he didn't use your preferred name of your three.
We'll handle the investigation. You just
That means
think
he's got a
this as
big penis.
vacation. Take it easy. Enjoy the nature here. You don't have to be a tree worshiper to appreciate the wildlife here.
When he says the wildlife here, he's talking about himself.
Zach, let's reassess the situation. There are no cavemen here. We're as far forward as the Middle Ages. And we've just met the king.
He does have a William Dafoe penis. The license plate is I love move or mauve for I love movies, because swear 65 loves him some film. Did not feel like 24. That was also distinctly faster, I'm pretty sure, than when me, David, Nathan, and Kieran played for a recorded video for the old channel ages ago. Well, it's not ages, I mean like 2-3 years ago. And then, you know how it goes, and we could never gather everyone again to continue, so it just stopped. And then David busted his house.
Previously, in the investigation, these puppies are making me go to another town in the boondocks again.
I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
Welcome.
This game's soundtrack is just so good.
George Woodman.
Yeah, we played a game together. It's funny how that happens. It was great because it was particularly great because they weren't entirely sure how to handle it, and it being a vaguely horror themed game, it put David on edge because he is a giant fraidy baby of horror games. He eventually adapted when he realized it wasn't a horror game per se, but that was fun to see. The donut of the mind. I'll have to dig that out, and I want to see David scared too. I want to somehow, some way, goad him into playing one of the Outlast games, because he seems particularly dead set against playing those. He hasn't shown it. He hides it well. That's the other door. Pardon me. We'll make it happen somehow. We need to get one of those games that like looks like a normal game on top and becomes a horror game, and then get him in the seat to play it. Like that's the only way we're gonna pull it.
York!
Something along those lines. You already know it was Doki Doki, for instance. It'll need to be something like more obscure. There's bound to be one.
Don't breathe. Hold your breath. They can't see you if you hold your breath. Hurry. Like this. Cover your mouth.
I mean, it's that or it's get him to... Ah well. Finger slipped off the trigger, so here's a death cutscene. But yeah, oh. It didn't put me on the game over screen that time. Curious. Again, it's the other door, you dipshit. Behind the chairs. But yeah, what is it? We get him a PSVR, and we get him to play Resident Evil 7, and we tell him that, you know, Resident Evil 7 isn't scary. And I genuinely think that. I don't think it's scary. Like, just do it. Like, play it. It's fine. It's cool. Play it in VR. Be cool.
York. York.
Yeah, it's a few jump scares, and I will say good ones. And by like, they're all the ones involving the dad, because he's just fantastic in that first like section. But otherwise, yeah, it's not scary. It's just
Don't breathe.
eye rolling at times.
Hold your breath.
When the little dark-haired girl with stringy black hair
Hold your breath.
appears and starts like giggling, it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like this.
Because this is the level we stooped to. The series that like had like a fucking man split in half and have a worm thing burst out of him and flee is like now reduced to the level of fucking creepy little girl giggle. Oh yeah, like the initial small hallway bit, like all of it's really good at the very start. The whole area the demo was based on, like the demo itself was also actually pretty effective as well. But then, you know, the main game just kind of loses it after a bit. You could almost make an effective short horror game entirely out of the concepts of the first area and the videotapes, yeah. The videotapes were actually quite good. Well, again, the videotapes of the crew, the TV crew. I was never very fussed on the ones after that.
Who are you?
I am here to show you the door. The pickles. That might be one we could trick him into playing. I actually do own Little Nightmares. I should get a... I'll own it because Hammer gave me a code for it because he had a spare. Bless his soul. That is one we could probably get David to play. The main thing is he's going to watch this VOD, so now he's going to know. Don't worry, Dave. We're coming for. Oh, speak of the devil, the man himself. Hello, Hammer.
Zach, the symbolism in my dreams continues to intensify. A forest of red trees, a carpet with red leaves, a strange doll, and twin angels.
There you
But
go.
That child is what bothers me the most.
That's everything that happened, Hammer.
I swear
Don't
I've
worry.
seen him before. I just can't remember where.
We'll find a way, Noct. We'll find a way.
Well, it'll probably come back to me eventually. For now, we need coffee.
That was Little Nightmares.
Let's head to the cafeteria, Zach. I hope they have some real coffee. I really need some coffee. Then we can head to the
I would
sheriff's
kill a
office.
man for some coffee.
There's a proper procedure for everything, right, Zach?
Don't do your bed or anything, you fucking uncivilized ape. I say, looking at my own bed, the cat curled in a ball and the blanket at the bottom of it. It bothers me because it's a hotel room. Working mirrors. Kino. That's Man of Medan, isn't it? Hidden Agenda. Wait, Man of Medan was the Until Dawn guys, wasn't it? Is that 4 players? Is that just 2 player? Is there other one? Okay. So I'd heard that as multiplayer as well. $12 for shaving. I would not have a beard if I got money for it. But yeah, like, sadly we cannot use the toilet, but there is one, and that's what matters. It's also just a shower, apparently. Middle America are innovators in the just the conservation of space. Well, this is the shower, so why is there a drain on the toilet floor then? Would be good. Not as good as Until Dawn. I worked out for the twist pretty early. Ruined it a little. Ah, well. All I heard about it was that there was like multiplayer and also that everyone in the game is a massive asshole apparently. And that's about all I've heard about it. I do love the atmosphere of this game though. Is there something haunting about these hallways? Oh yeah, they're twats. Actually, I do believe. That text sound. It's going to haunt you. Yeah, and I guess to be fair, like in Until Dawn, like part of the whole gimmick or idea or whatever is like it's it's like a slasher horror movie. It only costs money on those phones because those are pay phones. Like phones that are not pay phones will not charge you for saving. That's the level of immersion we're working on here. One of my favorites though. You can get lollipops or crackers. That's all they sell in here. You can get coffee or coffee. And there are hunger and sleep meters to be aware of. Not too aware, but to be aware of. You can basically just buy packs of crackers and eat the whole game. Does that make it a survival game? A survival horror game?
Good morning, Mr. Morgan. Your breakfast is ready for you.
You can shave, yes. And you get money for shaving, as shown. See, in Japan, they buy
Thank you.
down to respect. In America, they buy upwards for respect.
Just Polly is fine.
Well then. Thank you, Polly. I'm starving.
It's the music, by the way.
Is everything all right, Mr. Morgan?
Yes, it's delicious, Polly. My compliments to the chef.
I'm hoping my cooking will bring back repeat guests. Honestly, though, it's been a while since anyone has stayed here.
I couldn't help but notice.
Bunning sideways is a faux
Aside
pas
from
no
you,
matter where you go.
there seems to be no other guests or workers around.
What's that? The salt's in that white shaker there.
Thank you.
Oh, they kind of miss it.
I was wondering if there were
The
any
general
other
audio
guests
balancing is
or
like
workers
more or
here.
less on par
No one
with
else.
the original, which is the song is drowning out the characters talking,
He's in heaven
just to
now.
match the
You've
fact
been
that
working
they can
here
barely
alone
hear each
since
other.
then.
But in the
Must be
360
hard by
version,
yourself.
the moment she began doing the hard of hearing thing, the music actually got a bit louder,
Very sorry.
as if the audio balancing fucked up a bit, and it was a bit cosmic.
Well, yes, I suppose. I could just live on my pension. But I have to admit, running a hotel is kind of like a hobby of mine.
That's nice. Polly, it might help to hear you better if you could sit a little
The music
closer.
is on purpose, yes.
Right, Mr. Morgan.
Deadly Premonition walks a fine line of like
In the day, too.
things that are actually completely intentional for certain effects and things that aren't, but have effects anyway because it's a bit of a janky game.
I appreciate the invitation.
Because like this is
but I'm fine.
this and one other cutscene, which we've actually already seen, was the car crash
From all
one.
the way over there.
Are the only ones where the audio balancing is exactly like this,
Fine.
where the character voices are lower and the music is louder.
A large table and cafeteria. We have to make use of all this space. Now tell me, that wound on your face, what happened?
Let's
just say I had some trouble during the last case I was working on. I'm sure it'll heal. It's just a flesh wound.
It's just
Oh
a flash.
my, well, there's no need to be the tough guy here. I want you to be able to relax here.
He's here to investigate a murder, Polly.
A famous rock star once stayed in the same room, you know.
Really? I feel honored.
If you need anything at all, just let me know. I'll help you out in any way I can.
Zach, the lady is offering to help. Do you want to ask her about the town?
Say, Polly, what can you tell me about this town?
Well, let me see. You might know this already, but the town is called Greenvale. It rains here quite often.
Smoke indoors at the dinner table.
It's a nice place, surrounded with
It's
nature.
fine, York.
It was a big and prospering lumber town until not so long ago.
These
It's got a
movements.
population of over 6,000 people.
Before long, you will start moving like
Now,
this.
This hotel
You
was
play
built
Deadly
back
Premonition
then.
enough and it just
We
happens.
saw plenty of guests in those days.
Not gonna attest to this, I just do this all the
Why
time.
this place is so big for such a small community.
I have so many fond memories from back then. I suppose the clock on the community center is quite famous too.
Clock?
Oh yes, it's lovely. It rings in the morning and at night to let the whole town know the time.
How dare you, it
Many
was art.
times during your stay. It's a beautiful sound. And you'll love it too, I think.
I look forward
When
to
they said
hearing
life
that.
imitates art, that's what they're talking about. It's me. I imitate art.
Yes, actually, Polly. Could you tell me about the shops around here?
Shops? Well, there aren't many. It is a small town, after all. You can do most of your shopping at the Milk Barn convenience store.
That was the hardest
people
bit of
who run
all.
it are a unique pair. I'm sure you'll get to like them. The A&G Diner is a great place to eat.
You don't know how hard it is to
Even if
smoke
my
a cigarette
kitchen
that's
is
not lit.
closed, if you want
Like,
to go to
it takes a
bar,
lot of
go
finesse,
too.
for one.
The
Or a
Galaxy
bit of
of
poise.
Terror and the Sweary 65. I don't care much for either of them. Bars are for the younger folk. We also have a gas stand, of course. The art gallery.
It is America.
Even a gunsmith.
Of course I have a
You should be
gunsmith.
able to find what you need.
Thank you, Polly.
Well, Mr.
Just
Morgan, I'd
in the
better
pocket.
start cleaning up. You just take it easy. I'll bring your coffee out in a moment.
Thank you, Polly. I have to warn you, though, I am very particular about my coffee. The very best you have, please.
I understand. I'll be right back with it.
You do, yes. It just happens. Every time you try to inhale, like, the cigarette assaults you. You have to, like, light it so the fire wards off its, like, you know, inclination to assault people.
Did you see that, Zach? Clear as a crisp spring morning. F.K.
In the coffee.
The coffee. I knew I could count on it. Never fails.
Now then, let's get going.
Zach. Don't you worry about it, Zach. You can just keep getting coffee here.
There's always trouble heading my way in this job. But I'm
It
always up
was
for a little
indeed
excitement, too.
the Deadly Premonition. That's fine. The Federal Bureau for Investigation does indeed deal in fortune-telling via coffee. A detail I like is that every time he opens a door, you'll see him like look at the corners. It's just a little detail. It's just one of those things. It's like, oh, this guy at some point in his career has been really fucked up by someone hiding in the corners of a room when he's entering it. It's just one of those little motions, like one of the little nice touches. Absolutely. The original console for this was Xbox 360. It had an original. It had also had a PS3 version in Japan that was identical, but that never got brought over. We only had the 360 version. They later made for the PS3 and in the West specifically a director's cut, which added various stuff like extra story cutscenes that created a whole framing device. But this version doesn't have that, and I actually argue that's for the better, because I feel like it just flows better and it's just generally better. The ending in particular had stuff added to it in the director's cut, which I was like,
So we have King
it's not
George
bad, but I feel like
back
the game was stronger with the ending it had.
A pleasant surprise, Jason.
This version, not having any of that, tells me it was just like, well, Swery probably doesn't think that highly of it.
I have to tell you,
The
Zach, this place
Western PS3 version was
simply
also the
amazing.
basis for the PC version.
The keys were left on the front hood, and nobody stole the car. Values.
Values.
This town has what the country needs. Values. Let's head over to the sheriff's department.
Honk. Let's see. Side brake boost. Brakes reverse. This is basically all identical. Although I'm gonna be fucked up by muscle memory from the car. Too political. This game is just fucking forcing its political values and agenda on me. Flares can be used to summon a police car every time you don't have one. Mainly because, like, this feels a bit wigglier than usual. There's the music. Ooh, stay down. Yeah, okay, this is a bit looser than it was on 360. I know you can change the camera, but I'm not going to. Not yet, at least.
So, Zach, about those bonus features in DVDs nowadays. You know the ones
I know.
from the 80s
I know. I played the game a
Even
lot.
if they do, it's a trailer and the visual quality is pretty bad. Well, that visual quality is a good reminder of those days. So many new audio and visual appliances were coming out back then. Do you remember the first video deck we bought? We bought it to record one of the Star Wars movies on TV. And remember when that video store opened, we spent hours there.
We did indeed.
Trying to find a good movie to rent. There weren't that many to choose from back then. I remember renting some really bad ones after reading those back cover taglines. Hey, remember? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? Filmed in 1978. Produced, directed, written, and edited by John DeBello. It was really awful, but for some reason I still remember it pretty well. It had so many sequels, and the original was re-released in '95. The 87-minute-long theatrical release bumped up to a whopping 90 minutes.
These are just directly Swery's opinions on movies.
I never had
by
a
the
chance
way.
to see it. I know, Zach. Once this case is over, we can watch it
More or
together.
less.
I bet we can buy a copy on the internet pretty easily.
That internet thing. Hang on, I need to mute. Okay. We'll probably have to mute again in a few minutes, but... Come on. There's more to hear from you. I know there is. I insist on getting all the car conversations. There's no reason not to. Actually, while we're here... fucking horn song though. Yeah, give me a sec.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We're supposed to go through Anna Graham's file at the sheriff's office, but if you want to act on a hunch, then I'm with you. Speaking of 80s movies, one Jewel in the Rough springs to mind. Deadly Spawn. Do you remember that one, Zach? Back in '83, directed by Douglas McCown. Right, it was filmed pretty cheap, but still it was pretty good. The monster design with the mouth crammed full of teeth, I loved it. So many delicious B-movie cliches. Did you know that they made a sequel? But I never got to see the sequel. The rental store didn't have it for some reason. They said the staff for the sequel was totally different from the original. Wonder how the sequel turned out. You know, the monster in that one responded to sound. Wait, Zach. Sounds a lot like the movie Tremors. I think that one was back in '89, directed by Ron Underwood. Now that was a great role for Kevin Bacon. Masterpiece. Zach, that one had sequels like crazy. I remember there was a fourth one. I've only seen the first one, though.
I think there's like at least one more conversation, but the chapter will still have a bit of driving if I remember right. So we can hear that after we reach our destination if he doesn't pop it in time now. Not that you need them, they're just great. I just like listening to him talk about movies and TV and shit. Red Letter Media before I found Red Letter Media. Crane that neck right around. Yeah, they do. It gives you an incentive to actually drive when you don't need to.
Tremors. I think Fred Ward was in it. You say Fred Ward, and I say Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. That one was back in '85, I think. Directed by Guy Hamilton. Guess Hamilton was aiming to start a series like 007, but it had no sequels. A real shame. Do you remember the martial arts they used in that film? Called Sinanju? The ultimate in martial arts, using no weapons at all. Remo's Master Chun ran across water, remember? And he loved soap operas. Man, that was a good character. He was played by Joel Grey, the best supporting actor in Cabaret. Of course, in Remo, he had so much makeup on you couldn't tell.
I do want to watch that movie at some point. It interests me that he specifically talks about the martial arts and stuff in it. Sounds like it was something up my alley. Also, Kevin Bacon referenced in movie night. Yeah, exactly. Should do a movie night of everything mentioned in Deadly Premonition. That'll be the theme. We do need to do Christmas Die Hard, I insist. After Dungeon World, we'll probably have like another gathering at some point to watch
For
that.
such a small town.
And then anything else anyway, so on.
Don't you agree, Zach?
Hell, if they do, the theaters around here, I'm pretty sure do show Die Hard at Christmas. They do that again this year. We should just try and arrange for that. A little movie night gathering would let us watch other things and actually snack and all. I'm the same, and honestly, Connor might cancel on Saturday because of his job thing. He mentioned the possibility. Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie that was ever
We've been
made.
expecting you. I'm Thomas McLean, the sheriff's assistant.
Oh dear, Thomas. Oh dear, Thomas.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please just call me York.
McLean.
It's what
It
everyone
is.
else calls me.
Very well then, Agent York.
I believe I owe you a thank
That
you
is
for
actually
retrieving my
appropriate
belongings from the
timing.
car. Thanks.
No, just doing my job.
If only he was also called John.
I want to help do everything I can to help the investigation. I just can't believe Anna was murdered. She was
Because of
such a
Black
bright,
Friday. Fraud is always
lovely
busy.
girl.
Ah, fair enough.
Did you know her well?
That makes sense, actually.
No, not really. But it's a very small town.
Hopefully he does get covered. 'Cause,
It's just that
like,
this is the first real.
we'll be able to
case I've
finish the
ever seen.
campaign this time. I have such
I
sights to show you.
understand. Just try to relax. Can I have a look at Anna's file now?
Yes, of course. The sheriff told me to let you through to the meeting room, but I've lost the key to the cabinet where the files are. Why don't you take a look around while I go look for it?
Okay. Let me know when things are ready.
Zach, Thomas appears to be the kind and sensitive type, totally at odds with the monarch. Almost a good setting for a cartoon.
Be interesting to see how we handle things in there, because Kieran wants to like run Pathfinder or Pathfinder 2e, so that'll also be something to consider. This game, I believe the studio was Acquire. It was Swery's old studio. I don't remember if they're defunct or if he just left them. I mean, it wasn't Acquire. It was the studio he was previously at, and they've now like gone. Sadly. Well, not sad, but
Hi.
oh. It's not Suda, it's Swery. Did I say Suda? He's a similar thing. Like Swery 65 is. I meant Swery. I didn't mean Suda. Swery is a similar guy though. He's like director for this game, director and writer. He's very idiosyncratic man with very particular tastes and very specific way of making games. I believe he left his previous studio. I don't think he died. He left the previous studio and he managed to retain the rights to Daily Premonition or reacquired them or something at some point, and went on to make another game, D4, which is on Steam but was ultimately unfinished. It was an episodic game, but he never got to make all of the episodes because it just didn't make the money for it. Microsoft dropped support, made the Steam port, still didn't get it. Right now he has hello George. He has the scoot squatting posture.
George, do you work out every day?
Of course, Agent Morgan. Exercise.
He's making, I think it's called A Good Life or The Good Life,
Started in high school.
Now that's impressive.
which is a Kickstarter
I need
game
more exercise.
about a lady who goes to a town to like investigate a story for a paper.
Without Arnold.
I haven't seen
Arnold
open
around
brackets
since
Arnold.
Yesterday.
Arnold.
Yeah,
He's a
that
trading
one.
buddy
That's
of
still
mine.
I didn't have the
His
money to
partner
back it at the
Sylvester
time,
misses him too.
but
If you see
I'm all
Arnold around,
down for when that game comes
let me
out.
know, will ya? Can't
And
finish my workout menu without him.
Okay.
It's a forward
I'll keep an
exercise.
eye out for him.
You must find Lost Arnold. I'm not going to do all the game's side quests, in part because I don't remember how to get all of them, or where to go for all of them, and also because my focus really is like the main story, because that's just the good shit. Train without Arnold. I don't remember where Arnold is offhand, but he's about. We might as well do this while we're here. It's the full-length mirror in his own office. Just, I'm pretty sure. I mean, the two shotguns, I respect that. I must say. George also checks his corners. Woodman. Wood? The evidence piles up. It's just constantly growing. He just stands over that poor man's shoulder and harangues him about his package all day. Yeah, the other one is, of course, Deadly Premonition 2, which is sometime next year. And oh boy, that's gonna be a thing. He's an interesting one, is old Swery. He's like Suda, but not that, you know, not as prolific, hasn't been in the game as long. But, you know, he's the same sort of like very distinct and striking style of game design. You can't observe the TV. Oh, well then. Might as well check the weather though. Oh, a bit late for that. He's the final boss on Mighty Number 9 this week. Final boss in that game is a prick. I remember that much. It's a fastidious prick of a fight. Yeah, it's not good. Are you sure? Desire to know more intensifies. Just drop the game. I don't blame you. It's like a very stupidly designed fight. They wanted to be clever and have it be like, oh, you need all the weapons to beat it, but like the attacks are so very tight. Several of them are like tighter than what you have controls to deal with. It's just very awkwardly done. And if you think it's bad as fuck's his name? Beck. If you think it's as bad as Beck, you can just shave at the fucking kitchen, by the way. So we're going to. We're just gonna shave in the kitchen. I don't give a shit. Go to hell, please. I got $14 for shaving in your fucking kitchen. Yeah, we have to change the suit and send it off to the dry cleaners. I do believe we found Arnold.
Zach, we found Arnold. Let's
Play
get him
one
back to
levels
George.
where I didn't feel like
It's a
playing the
cute
rest.
name
I
for a
do
dumbbell.
genuinely like Ray, because of like the high speed aggressive style, is actually genuinely better designed than Beck. Like, it's just like full tilt screaming, high damage, high speed, high risk. It's great. Well, great in concept. It's the closest the game comes to being genuinely good. But the levels aren't really designed for Ray, so a lot of the stuff that's designed for Beck's gun trips Ray up. And the final boss is, well, at least for me, was damn near impossible as Ray because of her gimmick. Where your health is constantly decaying unless you kill and absorb enemies, but the final boss fight has nothing you can kill and absorb. So essentially you tick down the 1 HP on top of any damage you do take. And eventually, you know, it is just any single thing clips you, anything at all, you die. It's just fucking... Like, it's bad as Beck, it's fucking, like, ridiculous as Ray. God, my eye. But yeah, like, it's a shame, because like, I do think there is a good idea in the way Ray's gameplay is designed. one that someone should fucking steal or something at some point, because it's just like smack the dodge button, sprint forward, jam on the attack button with your fucking like scythe blade claws and shit. It's like, oh, this is sick. But yeah, didn't have levels really designed for her, didn't have much really designed for her, and the final boss is just actually trashed here with her. A crying shame. But then, you know, that kind of sums up Mighty Number 9 in general. Pardon me, my eye is like, there's something fucking attacking my eye. So I'm having to pause and try and wipe. He go back to his office. He did. He just starts squatting in place. Time works like it's on like, you know, some reduced time scale. It's like
George,
however
I found
many
out.
minutes equals an hour in game or whatever. It's like fairly standard in
He was
that
a bit
regard.
hard-headed, but I got him to come back.
So like the game will say stuff like limit time to time, and that basically means you can only start the next story section within that time span. Even if you happen to miss it,
Well done, Agent Morgan.
you're fine. The game just
Now
waits
I can
until it
work
loops
out
back
using
around
my
through that
normal
time,
workout menu.
and then you can
Good
just
to hear
go
that.
start the mission again. Like you don't have to worry. It's not like
something to show you my appreciation.
didn't get on here on time, you fucked up, bad ending, or alternate path, or whatever. Which I actually prefer for this game because Arnold and Sylvester, do you get it?
So that makes us even.
But
I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe
I
me
prefer
anything.
that because it does mean you can just
No changes
freely
to how
go
we work
fishing or
together.
whatever and,
Just bear that in
you know,
mind.
enjoy yourself.
You need some friends who aren't so dumb.
There's no need to worry about like burning days to do side content or whatever. I forget which of the squirrel tail keys we need, but we might as well get all of them just for squirrel facts and fun times. Listen, he's the sheriff. He knows what's up. I do believe a man with that mustache knows knows a lot more about jacking than you or I. Pointy-tailed.
A raincoat? Doesn't look like it's been used much, even though it rains here pretty often. What waste of nice fabric, eh, Zach?
You don't know jack shit. It hurts. I mean, hey, you might be taken, York. Hell, if he's open, you could always ask. Lord knows you need it. Hello, Thomas. Yamas. Damn, he's good. It's a PlayStation archive that has nothing in the archives. It's just great. These would be damn nice to have around though. You know, this is stuff that slides out of the button press. Okay.
You found the key.
I think so. Is this it?
You don't know your squirrels, do you? This isn't the right key holder. This is a Siberian flying squirrel. It's closer to a land-based squirrel. The Siberian flying squirrel is larger than the southern flying squirrel and has a standing tail while the southern has a hanging tail.
Knows a lot about
We're
squirrels.
looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
You sure do know a lot about squirrels.
I don't know nothing about no ground rats. What fly? I forget which one is the right one, and I kind of want to hear squirrel facts.
You found the key.
I hope so.
No. This is a sugar glider. Sorry, wrong key. The sugar glider is a small gliding possum. It has shorter hair and a longer column-like tail. You can really see its muscle definition on this image, can't you?
It's muscle
But
definition.
we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
Zach, can you tell these things apart?
Oh, York, I don't think anyone can. So, hi, Emily. Don't help or anything. Knowledge of squirrel music. I'm gonna call it that from
Found
now
the
on.
key.
Is this the one you were looking for?
No. This is a gray squirrel. Sorry, that's not the key. Nothing particularly special about the gray squirrel, I'm afraid. You can find them in the US, Canada, and in England, too.
Damn.
A gray squirrel. What was I thinking?
But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
So York slowly just regrets ever coming here. Look at these absolute champions. Champions. That was a cosmic typo to have. Hi. Hey. I don't have a 10mm right now, so let's just stick them in the cube. Yeah. We got, yeah. Think we're on our, let's have a look. Now we can hold it. Okay. I love that pause menu. You'll hear all the sound effects from this game in your sleep after a point. Oops. Forgot about that. Why does a metal door sound like wood? Oh, well, you know. Sometimes, like, they don't have the budget for metal, so you just take wood and just paint it silver. You know, chrome paint is actually fairly cheap around here. Why so? Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Still hilarious. Alright, it's time to get that energy up. Thomas! I have words for you.
You found the key.
I hope this is the right one.
I'll drive him into the key. I'll drive the key into him.
You found a Siberian chipmunk this time, have you? Sorry, wrong key.
A Siberian chipmunk?
I didn't know Siberia
This
had
species
chipmunks.
lives in northern Japan on the island of Hokkaido. They're actually quite a popular pet.
So it isn't even a squirrel.
But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
I love you, York. There are as many squirrel keys as there are doors.
You found the key.
That's the right one?
It's the one that looks completely different.
Yes, a southern flying squirrel. Thank you so much. I'll bring the files right in, so please go to the meeting room.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be waiting for you. Well, Zach, we just got here, and we've cracked a big case already.
God bless America.
The victim's name was Anna Graham. Age 18, she just recently graduated from high school this year. Her dream was to move out to the city and become a model. But for the time being, she was working in the A&G diner here in town. She lived with her mother, Sally. Anna's father died in an accident in a lumber mill when she was a child. Her mother is unemployed and lives on the insurance money.
Yeah, it
from
has
her
a
husband's
VA-11
accident.
crossover.
After all, it's a
It
small
does?
town with a low cost of living. Financially,
Oh,
they
right,
seem
Anna
to get by
Graham,
fine,
right.
and they led normal lives.
A
that
normal
who?
life is exactly what a curious teenager doesn't want. It's all starting to make sense.
That's how she became how she is. Stuff about the truck? Nah, forget about it.
City folk, huh? No, I take that back. All of them can't be as bad as him. And some should have better manners.
Huh. This is a good biscuit. I've never tasted a biscuit this
Biscuit?
delicious. Where in town can I get these?
Well, actually, I baked them myself.
That's amazing. What are you doing in law enforcement? I'm very particular about biscuits, I'll have you know. The balance of milk and butter you've achieved here. Oh my.
Agent Morgan, the autopsy's ready.
Should have been a baker,
You're
not a
welcome to
cop.
accompany me to the Greenvale General Hospital. Emily, you come too. Thomas, stay here and tidy up these files.
Yes, sir.
We're going to use the car outside. Let's get going. You might think this is just a small-town police investigation, but our inspections are thorough and solid. I'm hoping you won't slow us down.
He's too busy focusing on that biscuit. We got small time biscuits. They're better than your city folk biscuits. I'm sure you'll agree. Potatoes will satisfy a small amount of your hunger. Got fancy. They got those big city dough nuts.
The Greenvale General Hospital
You use
is down the
money
road
to
by
like
Lake. It's too far
buy
to walk.
food, buy
Come on,
guns,
get in the car.
buy
If I'm riding in
items.
a car, George, I prefer to be the driver. Can you provide a car for me?
Although,
What are you talking about? You don't even know how to get
you don't
there.
need that much. But
Which is another good reason for me to drive, George. I need to learn my way around town.
well, you can't deny that logic.
Oh, man. Very well. Then I'll ride with you. I want to keep an eye on you.
Fair enough.
Just one thing, Agent Morgan. Your involvement in this case is limited. That means you don't have to learn your way around town.
George, we'd better get moving. The hospital closes at 2100.
It's 10 a.m. Emily. Almost 11 a.m., but still, the point stands. Right, I have to run to the toilet, so give me a minute. Just, talk to the deer head. You're like this because of what deers did to you as a child. So much clattering. The horns. They scrape so much. I'll never forget that door. I honestly. Ooh. Poking girls front lawn. Alright. Okay. Yeah, we will just use this car. We should have enough fuel.
Agent Morgan, get us there quickly, but drive within the speed limit. Just because you have a badge doesn't mean you can drive.
Alright, so
George, what are you, his mother?
at no point will you have these two.
Autopsy results.
Agent York isn't accustomed to...
Just while we have these two, don't ever stop and get out of the car. Otherwise, they will rush ahead to the next zone and you won't be able to like talk to them for conversations or shit.
Well then, Agent York, let's get going.
Sure, sounds good.
There's a fence there, right? Our perspective has completely changed from when we came in. Because for whatever reason we're around the back of the police station. Functioning wipers.
Agent Morgan, I can't help noticing you prefer to work alone.
Most of the time, yes.
Don't you get lonely, flying all over the country alone?
I must say I've never felt lonely.
Are you married?
Unfortunately, relationships and I are fleeting strangers.
Damn, you fucking poet.
I don't get on very well with women. You might be surprised to hear.
That's because you're young. You notice things like that at my age. You have to
Emily
treat
starts
women carefully.
just getting more and more
Crystal
awkward
wine
as we go.
glass. If you don't, they can cut scars on your face, just like yours, right?
George, is this an interrogation? I see you're a seasoned professional. But let's not talk about my scar. It was caused by a problematic woman.
Well, she got you good. Terribly good.
It'll fade away, and nobody will notice it in a week.
A week? It's not that light of a wound.
You think?
So, Emily, tell me, is there really a need for a full-time sheriff in a small town like that?
Down.
I'm sure it is small to your city eyes, but any gathering of people leads to all kinds of problems. Fights, runaways, stray pets.
You're too fixated on violent crimes. Our job is to guide the people along the correct path.
The
First and
correct
foremost.
path.
That's what I consider to be my duty as the sheriff of Greenvale.
Back there he is, the monarch, in all his glory. It makes me glad that I wasn't born here.
Did you say something, Agent Morgan?
No, nothing, George. I was just reflecting on a little history.
Oh, we're in the middle of a homicide investigation. Keep your mind on the matter at hand.
Okay, which right now is driving.
We can just borrow through that, but I'm pretty sure that's not where we want to go. Curiosity. Yeah, no, that's the other one. Turns all the way through, but they get really like upset when you do that. No. It is a very good pause screen. It's very detailed. There's a lot of character. Like title screens. Is it a safe mind space? It is a mind space. We'll say that much. The theater of the mind. With York, I don't know if anything is ever truly safe. Let's be real. No matter how shittily you drive, they don't actually whine at you about it. Unless you hit stuff, and then they whine at you about it. It's always the hitting. But yeah, like title screens, pause screens, just a lot of stuff in general, especially this generation, is just kind of lost a lot of flavor. And it would just become very standardized or very, you know, template sort of stuff. I might ask, do you remember the exact way to the hospital? And the answer is No. Good God, no.
Well, we're in the middle of a homicide investigation. Keep your mind on the matter at hand.
He's right, Agent York. You still don't know your way around.
Yeah, I
How'd you
completely
plan on
forgot.
driving us to the hospital?
We need to get on the outside road, and then it's just a straight line to the hospital, but yeah. It's remembering how to get there. Third person view. Which I believe. Whoop. That's a lot wigglier than I remember. I think it might be the camera. Ew. But it's the away, and then you just drive right from the mouth of this. You have to listen to the dang engine. There's just something cosmic about just the driving music playing while like a fucking thunderstorm is just pissing down all over everything. Yeah, I think the way they make the camera sway is like a bit more hectic than it was on 360. Ooh. That's the hotel that way, if I remember right. If you run out of fuel, the car just stops, and you can't do anything with it.
Investigation. Keep your mind on the matter at hand.
You do have to like refuel, although like if you have a flare, you can just summon a new police car, and you can also always just go to the police station and steal a police car, just like in real life. The FBI agents just commandeer all police cars no matter what. I honestly, like, that's one thing I'm actually really curious about Deadly Premonition 2, is the soundtrack. I imagine some is probably going to return from Deadly Premonition 1, but I'm kind of curious how they'll handle, like, new songs. Because this game's soundtrack is just a fucking cosmic trip. Yes, Sam. What is your game review back then? It was up and down across the board. There were people who were like, oh, this is actually like a cosmic story experience, I love it. And there were people who were like, this game does not control like Call of Duty. And yeah, it's basically, you know, like some journalists were like, I hate this doesn't control like a standard video game and all the rest of it. And oh, it's janky. Which means it's the shittiest thing I've ever played. And there were some who just fucking adore it for what it is. I think most famously, Jim Sterling on Destructoid gave it a full 10 out of 10 and said this is one of the best games I've ever played because he was just so very taken with it.
It's a pretty big hospital.
It reviewed a lot better with actual like players and shit. And the publisher was savvy. At least over here, they published it for only like its retail price was £20 at release. So you know, like under half of what everything else was. And that actually really helped out a lot.
Impressive.
But the hotter the fever, the faster it cools. So now there's hardly anyone left to use this place.
But as the years went on and gained its cult status, reviews gradually ticked up as they tend to do. The PS3 version, I believe, reviewed generally better, if it was even reviewed at all. And I don't think the Switch one ever did get reviews or anything, because, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But generally, yeah, it reviewed like very up and down, as I remember. Which is fitting. I don't necessarily blame for someone for like, you know, not liking the gameplay, because, you know, it is janky and it does take a very particular type of person to enjoy it.
Hello,
You
Sheriff.
really are here for like the story, the writing, the presentation.
Hi there, Fiona. We're here to
Although I would argue the gameplay does actually have quite a few merits. Gameplay and game design.
A hospital?
Nice to meet you, Mr. FBI agent.
Oh, God.
The computer room is where our employees share a computer.
Very nice to meet you.
Single computer.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. How did you know I was FBI?
Easy. None of the police in this town wear cologne.
Just that
Besides,
accusing
that
stare.
Scarlet Face is the biggest rumor in town.
Rumors get exaggerated as they spread, even in the countryside.
There is combat at some point,
What's that
yes.
you're reading, if I may ask?
You haven't heard of this yet? It's a recent bestseller mystery. It's set in the U.S., a small traditional North American town close to the Canadian border. A peaceful, traditional place. However, that peaceful town is shattered by a terrible crime. The murder of a local girl. And that incident causes grief and sadness to everyone in town. But everyone feels the seditious, heinous, evil still lurking, alive. Yes, much like the situation right now here in Greenville.
Fiona, don't say that.
No
Sorry,
sedition
I shouldn't
in
have
my
said that.
town.
With Anna dead and all.
Don't worry. Books are written to entertain. It's good you're enjoying it. What we're faced with here is a terrible crime committed in a real world. Much different from that of a novel. So there's no need to apologize.
Yeah,
Thank
George.
you, Agent York.
There's a difference between media and reality, George. God damn you to hell, George. Alright. I will say the novel doesn't really come up again. Don't worry. I don't understand the do not enter thing being like flat against the door like that. I know it's just because it's a texture, but I wonder what it's actually meant to be. Cause it almost looks like a little plastic podiums that you put down. Oh yes, the chess puzzle. And the toilets are locked. God is dead. But, you know, the game does have a good way of presenting itself in spite of its jankiness. So the like, especially with like corridors like this and the lighting, like it does do atmosphere quite well, I find. And the rain and everything outside. In George's town, all bathrooms are locked. Not even until he says so, they just are. The hotel is a lawless land for foreigners. Shit. I didn't. Is it back on sale? I mean, it's only like £4 normally, isn't it? I should just grab it now. On everything right now, okay. And yeah, let's go. Is it to go to the basement first, or no, it's not go to the basement first. Basement's where you go after the computer room. A few more days for PC. Like your eyes, wahaha. Registrations are full. Therapeutic see what? Blood dollar rhyme collection. X-ray room, Hello Kitty. Chest X-ray, fa my girl. Polyclinic machines. Exam of internal medicine for bzzz. Caution. I don't think York has ever been okay a day in his life. I don't think the world has ever been okay. our patent. Accept our enthusiastic congratulations and well wish on your coming event. Be assured that we have a very personal interest in your case and have already taken steps to see to tie that your stay in the Palo Alto hospital will be pay us a social visit before you want to mint and agree you for your I miss the days of bullshit dumbass textures in video games.
We couldn't find him.
Fiona needs to check her information.
God damn.
No, I don't think so. Does the doctor like playing games by any chance?
What do you mean?
I wonder.
There's a message on the computer, and a card key already set
I
in
really
place.
want to know what the fuck is going
The
on.
king passes the rook and meets the bishop. The knight takes a pawn along for the queen.
What does that all mean?
It's a simple puzzle.
Zach, let's take him up on his challenge. You can do this, right?
If I remember, it's you just have to like do the things in order that they're listed. Yeah. Yeah, this is the poster right in the center of the
The
image.
doctor awaits below with the deceased.
Another code?
Yeah, that's a
But
really
there's
big
nowhere
code.
to insert a password.
More games. I'm going to get Fiona to call Usha up here right now.
No need,
I
George.
mean,
The message
like,
appeared with the card key.
King passes.
It's
It,
telling
it
us what
is
to do.
just like the
This is
wording is
not
a
the
bit
time
like
to be
trippy,
joking
but
around,
like it
Agent
really is
40.
meant to be. I'll just slap them in the order they're called.
Dr. Usha
It
is
just takes you a
below
bit to
with
realize
deceased,
that.
with Anna. Below being
Yeah, the
underground,
wording
I
does
take it.
catch
Simple.
you.
Simple.
Remember, it took me about
Then it's time
like
to meet the
20 minutes the first time I played the game, like something like that. 'Cause I remember like
Nah.
keeping an eye on it before I just slapped them in the order that they were listed. Because it's like I don't fucking get it otherwise. That's not how puzzles work. No, but yeah, it's Deadly Premonition. York knows what he is. Do you know what you are? It's actually remarkably standard. I think there's just more here. FK, Deadly Premonition. Okay, is it through the door or is it around? We'll find out. Pretty sure it's through the door and then you go down and around. They have don't stand for family friendly. Where are the stairs again? Alright, no, they're right there. We're fine. Dragapult. Oh, right, yes. I know what you mean now. What's it based on, though? A stealth fighter. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I can actually kind of see that. Thinking about it. I just noticed premarital exam guide. I missed that bit last time. You need to come here and do this before you get married in this time. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, actually. It's kind of funny. I do kind of want to use a Dragapult, but I'm really at a situation where, like, my team is kind of set in stone, and I want to just bring them... Because it's not all just the ones who've been with me the whole game, and I want to just bring them straight along. But at the same time, I kind of like, there's more mons I want to use. There's just so many good Pokemon this generation. Caution your body. Flying phone. Hello, FBI? Save me. I like to think he puts an entire dollar bill inside there.
Usha, sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, you made it. Let's get started, shall we?
Doctor.
This is Agent Morgan from the FBI.
Nice to meet you. I'm Usha Johnson, the doctor in this hospital.
The only
FBI
doctor.
Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please call me York. Everyone calls me that.
Very well, Agent York.
Are you a forensic practitioner?
Let's just say I've dealt with corpses before.
So yes.
That battle of wits, by the way. Could you create that yourself?
I just wanted to see if our FBI agent could handle the task.
Are you a
That's
Giga Lord like me?
Well, it was pretty fun.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
We don't have much time. We need
Pardon
those
me.
autopsy results.
Brain Lord.
Next time, try challenging us without obstructing an investigation. You've angered the monarch.
It is also a video game. I haven't actually played it, but I do know it's a video game. I'm kind of curious about it.
From the onset of rigor mortis, the stiffening of the muscles, the time of death is estimated to be between 20 and 2200 hours. That's still quite early for such a crime to take place. Note that there are 2 exterior wounds, pressure marks around the neck, and a long cut running from chest to abdomen. Blood marks on her right hand tell us she was gripping something round in her right hand. Her skull is also fractured, but that is unrelated to the cause of death. It probably happened to her after she was killed. Now, I first thought death by suffocation, due to the marks on her neck. But after further investigation, I now have a different conclusion. The direct cause of death was loss of blood from the wound.
Which means...
She was cut up while she was still alive.
Yes, a sharp knife was used. It was inserted beneath the sternum and then quickly sliced downwards. The excessive loss of blood from her internal organs is what actually killed her.
Not any organ
Her
damage.
nails are clean, and with no skin
No,
cells from the attack.
George is purely a man of
She
contempt.
also doesn't appear to have been bound nor badly beaten. She was apparently killed without resistance. The most tragic thing, however, was that she was unable to speak her story to anyone who could hear her cries.
God damn it, why did I laugh at that?
The perpetrator cut out Hannah's tongue.
Well, I believe she was drugged first to phase her consciousness, and then the killer killed her.
Alright, sick.
Now, the
It's time for an
killer most
investigation.
likely has a deep, traumatized past concerning women. He probably cannot converse with them normally. Cutting out the tongue suggests a very lonely individual. Either that or a truly hardcore sadist. He must get off on watching women suffer, especially when they can't answer back.
This is a lot
He
of
watched as the blood pumped from her body.
lot of presumption going on
as
here,
she
Doc.
gradually grew cold. A case in Seattle in 1985 was much like...
Usha, please, limit your report to your findings as a doctor. Criminal profiling is my job.
Alright.
You're wrong, also. Anna died fully, deeply, painfully aware of what was happening to her.
But,
that was the switch beginning to fall
Tell me,
asleep
what
because I haven't
time
put
did
it
it
into
stop raining on the night Anna was killed?
which is weird. That means the game's cutscenes aren't registering to
Before I
it.
went to bed, right after the movie on TV ended, so around 1 a.m.
What movie was it?
An American Werewolf in London.
Directed by John Landis, 1981.
Damn.
So the rain stopped, accompanied by the ending song, Blue Moon. George, would you mind if I examined Anna myself?
What more do you hope to find?
I'm sure I mentioned that I have a personal interest in cases like these.
Damn. But Usher's just giving up. We should not focus our efforts on George. No, you should not. Anyway. Stunning even in death. Alright. And... Hello. Like a peace mark. Can't examine the cut. Bit more than just evaporated liquid, I'd say. Hello, Novus. We all see dead people here.
From her lack of resistance, I'd say that Anna's injuries happened very quickly. Unable to speak, she was then left to cry herself to death. Zach, it's all starting to come together. The perpetrator stayed with her for at least 2 hours until it stopped raining. At the estimated time of her death, it was still raining, but you can still see tear marks on her cheeks. That means she was killed under a roof somewhere. She was then carried into the woods after it stopped raining.
There's one other thing. Her tongue was removed with a very blunt knife. In fact, it's more likely it was simply chopped off.
Usha, are you a passionate man?
Well, not particularly, but I am man enough should the moment call for it.
George, how about you?
Say so?
I'm very passionate. Yes. Especially
This is
when
the
it comes
face
to
of a
women.
passionate man.
But I don't see what that has to do with anything.
George, the perpetrator is just like you. He's passionate about women. He's a passionate kisser. This was a kiss of death.
The perpetrator bit off Anna's tongue.
Mm.
We'll never get a dental print from a wound like this. But this is still a big lead.
More evidence. Boring it. That's what it all comes back to.
Jackpot, Zach.
Mm.
Shame, but our old-time all-American sightseeing tour just came to an end.
This case is now under the jurisdiction of the FBI. I'm assuming command. I'll need you to assist me in the investigation.
What in the hell do you mean, Agent Morgan? I know I said I was passionate, but you can't think I did this.
That's not why I'm assuming command, George. You're a suspect just as much as every other passionate man on Earth. Let me show you something.
Finger.
There you go. Amazing, huh? I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but most of the details are top secret. George, Emily, we should be going.
He is chasing a
No need to stay
murderer
here
across the country.
Okay.
Someone who's been planting
Have
these
to sign
red
the
seeds
release.
in his victims.
Just give me a moment.
Very well.
And they find one inside
I'll
Anna's
go on.
mouth there.
I can't take it any longer down here.
The game's Japanese title
Bishop takes
was...
queen. His rook takes your queen. Then your knight takes rook. And checkmate.
The game's Japanese title was Red Seeds Profile. Just to help underline that. And also, it's better established in the intro, where like you see his laptop and he's got like pictures of murder scenes, and he's got red
My
seed
first
images and all
victory
that.
in the Grandmaster ranking.
Anyway. Yeah, he's got enough of them. Didn't notice until he was about to take his smoke.
Zach, they're here.
Alright. But even in Hell World, you can buy crackers. For $35 though. Fucking small town America is a ripoff, I tell you what. All you need is 2 crackers. They are very filling. Anyway, it's murder time. This door is murder. You stuffed your face. Yeah. Well, everyone's gone. Hell World still exists. Computer serves nothing but the face of death. Would be pretty costly, yeah. He actually bought four whole packets of just like 20, 30 fucking crackers. Yeah. I should toolboxes actually, but fuck it, whatever. Oops. Stop breaking. There we go. Hello. They dance the limbo macabre.
Yes. Amazing.
Silent Hill knockoff. They're only nurses because we are in a hospital right now. You know, be fair. When we were out in the woods, it was a bunch of hillbillies. I'm joking, obviously. Oh yeah, but...
Great.
you. Hold that thought. Sadly, we cannot eat this potted plant to get health. Alas. Stabilizers reduce the buildup of your... I don't know, I forget what it's called. I think it's called pulse meter. It's that second meter, which like slowly extends as you sprint or do strenuous things. Which you will make more use of than you realize, especially later on when you're just sprinting everywhere.
Great.
Marm.
Great.
Just the fucking noises. Wait, no. It's a different corridor.
Amazing.
Damn it. There we go. Yeah, you already have a bunch, you might as well stack them up. The basic handgun is infinite ammo, and you, honestly, you don't need much more than it
Great.
for most of the game. Oh, you're wiggly. There we go.
Amazing.
But everything else needs ammo.
Nice shot. Great.
The FBI pays you mad cash for every revenant you send back to the grave. Before we do that. Excellent. I mean, hey, bottoms up. Down in one. Observe.
Nice shot.
Forget if you can open it anyways. I don't think you can. No. This is actually another song that's stuck in my, like, another song off this soundtrack that's stuck in my head for a while. A lot of this game's music is just very good at doing that, because it's all very good at what it's meant to be used for.
Great.
Is this the one we need to... I want you to push that one. Is it safe enough to not just shoot them from a distance in case they are? I think it's only barrels that explode, I forget. It is only barrels that explode. Well, we already shot it once, we might as well just commit. I forget. Yes, there is. bigger bucket of cash. It's good to know that these stay the same though. I would laugh so much if they changed but were actually better written in the Hell world, but they're, you know, just the same. Oh. Right. I thought he would just do that as a matter of course, but I forget myself. It doesn't look like it, but rest area. Yes, York can and will just sit down on this bed and just fucking sleep. He doesn't care. Yeah, it's just an R sleep icon. Figured. A medium first aid kit. Hoard the bigger ones like they're gold dust because they become quite useful later on. For now, it's just, you know, I guess maybe not, because like this does seem to reduce the amount of damage enemies and shit take, so you probably don't need it that high. Anyway. Yay. Just lock them all away. And we won't be needing these, so just clear the space. I don't think I'll need this, so I might as well dump it. Famous last words, but I don't remember needing to use a flare when I played it last time. And yeah, I'll just keep everything else on us, really. And of course, must phone the boss from Hellworld. Hello, FBI boss, it's happening again. Water. Oh, that's just a wee bunch of them, because it's the doctor's office, right? Forgot that detail. Enough lollipops and you two can just suck away any wound. Get in the range, you bastard. There we go.
Nice shot. Amazing.
Hey. Oh, that's right, because I didn't shoot him. It's gonna last for a while while that's going on.
Amazing.
Hey. Getting quite a lot of bullets, actually. More than just like the game's guaranteed spawns. I'm not gonna go like, oh, that's a version difference for that one. I think it's just luck, honestly. It's good though, because that means when we do get the gun that uses that, we can have some fun.
Here! here! Over here!
Not subtitled for whatever reason. It wasn't subtitled in the original either. I don't think so anyway.
Yes.
I forget where we need to go do this thing.
Yes.
Where is that cursor? There it is. More often than not, that's the door we need after going into the room, right? More often than not, it's just keeping track of your cursor rather than the enemies. Well, if you're going for headshots while they're standing up. This is a thing for the Switch version. I do not remember that happening as much. Where like enemies' hitboxes will last for ages after they go. Which might cause problems later, so I should probably always double tap. Yay. You couldn't possibly just reach in for it. That would be illegal. Yes, a fiddle with an MRI machine. What could go wrong? Fiddling. Just slapping the escape key over and over again. Thinking about it, if they did speed up all the animations and shit for this, the jittering of the camera in some cutscenes might just be the camera's movements being sped up as well. Oh, matron. Yay. I think that room might just be one that contains a trading card. But you can only get it on redoing this section later. And by I don't mean like you do redo it for the story, I mean like it just lets you rerun Hell World sections. The reruns add like a lot more enemies and usually include like a trading card and something else. Just like a useful item or whatever. He's got a gun, and so does he. Shit yourself. And they do know how to use them. See, he said, want your body. Porn gate continues.
Yes. Great.
Yeah, like they wind up their gun blasts, like, you know,
Shot.
super long. Like, I'll let you get to stand in front of one for a while.
Great.
This one doesn't even give a shit. He's just done. Ooh. Oh, there's forthcoming about these before. Did all of them drop fucking shotgun shells? What the hell? Maybe I don't remember them doing that. Maybe that's intentional now? I'm not gonna argue. I'm absolutely gonna love the shotgun when we get it. Yeah, they had shotguns, but usually... Oh, did that just despawn me before I could pick up the med kit?
Agent Morgan, if you're so desperate, then why not smoke two at once?
So don't do it in the hospital lobby. Prick. Took me out before I got the med kit. Damn it. Could've used that. Oh yeah, here we go. With this guy. Go with these guys.
Who's that old man?
That's Harry. Harry Stewart. One of the bigger problems around here. His father started up the lumber trade and founded this town. It's a weird one, as I'm sure you can see. Always dressed like that, never speaking to the townsfolk. And just FYI, he owns almost the
He's
entire
got stocks and everything. Swery 65, Angie Diner, a car wash.
So long as I'm around, he won't be getting away with any funny business.
Not the gunsmith, oddly enough. Mysterious capitalist. Golfies for president.
Mr. Francis York Morgan. Haste won't be
America's goal
what you
again.
seek. Keep your eyes focused on your footing as we speak. So says Mr. Stewart.
I love these two. There's the Skullface here, just, you know, goes around having his aide recite sick rhymes to give magic advice to FBI investigators.
Mr. Francis York Morgan. Information desires you, just as you desire information too. So says Mr. Stewart.
Ooh.
Harry, stop trying to get in our way. Keep this up, and even you'll have to answer to the
George, this is America. The moment you get over like 2 million, it'll all mean shit to you.
Mr. Francis York Morgan. With each rain, our town goes mad. To our disdain, unpreventable. So sad. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning.
Then we shall depart, Mr. Francis York Morgan.
That's how he always is. Always spouting that nonsense. Don't give it any thought. It's all gibberish.
Emily here.
What was the telephone noise for the radio?
Oh. Okay, thank you, Thomas.
Agent York, we've contacted the first witnesses to the crime scene. You can
Thumbs
interview
up.
them where they found the dead body.
Excellent. I was just about to ask if you could take me there.
In one day, he's killed 55 specters of the haunted and damned. Francis York Morgan doesn't fuck about like other survival horror protagonists. The only ones with higher body counts per day are like Resident Evil protagonists, really. Well, starting with Resident Evil 4. Leon just killed so many people.
The body was found in the Greenvale Forest Park. That's west from here. Too far to walk.
A forest park?
It's the pride of the town. It has a beautiful trail leading to a
Already
viewing
there,
site
I mean,
over
true.
Wild Falls.
That does sound fantastic. Show me the sights.
I mean, you know, like,
May have
a
to
corpse is a
wait.
corpse.
We promised to be there by 1800 to interview the first witnesses to the crime scene.
Agent Morgan, if I could just give you a friendly warning.
Are you really upset about me taking over the case?
I mean, I
have the
suppose.
authority approved by the FBI to assume command. I understand you don't like it, but you will follow my orders.
Not that I hit corpses.
I'm not disputing.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't object to hitting corpses.
This is our
I
town.
hope that's just where it
You
stops,
get
really.
far alone, and you gain nothing by antagonizing me.
Part of my personality. I just do things my way. I can take you off the case if you wish.
Stop it, you two. We need to solve this case, not bicker among ourselves.
God God damn it, knocked. Anyway. Getting out of the car parks is the worst part of all of this, every time. I don't drive, but I imagine that's true to life as well. Just based on my experiences of like car parking. Ooh. It's a bit chunky.
Anna's body was discovered by the woodsman Jim Green, along with his 2 grandchildren, Isaac and Isaiah.
What were they doing in the forest?
Just their daily routine. They found
What are the
Anna's
kids
body
doing in the
during a
forest,
walk.
George?
So you've talked to them already?
Not officially. Not yet.
Not yet. Are you out of your mind? You haven't interviewed them yet?
Agent York, that tone is hardly appropriate. We were given orders to wait for you to arrive.
Orders by who?
A man called Abrams from the FBI.
Robert, is it? Good old Bob Abrams. I did tell him to stay out of it. It's always tough to have a meddling boss, huh, Zach?
I thought
Is
you knew,
indeed.
Agent Morgan. Don't worry about it. We may not have taken official statements, but we got all the information we need. I can fill you in right now if you'd like.
Thanks, George, but that won't be necessary. I want to hear the details from the witnesses themselves, firsthand.
I just can't believe that the children had to witness the crime scene. They may be traumatized. You'd better do this carefully.
Don't tell me you get nervous talking to children, Emily.
Not at all. That's
I don't
not what I meant.
know how you
Then
read
what did you
that
mean?
from what you said,
Just forget it.
but sure. This is one of those games where it's just like just getting around is just a zen experience. I've been wanting to replay Final Fantasy 15 just for that, where I wouldn't drive myself. I would just, you know, let the game auto drive places, but didn't ever skip the driving, because it was just a zen experience to watch them fuck about, chitter, do things. Got a lot of writing done during Final Fantasy 15. Then I had a lot more time to play 15 when that came out. There is a fast travel thing in Deadly Premonition, but you need to do... I forget what the other side quest is. You need to do the Arnold side quest, and you need to do another one. I did say writing, yes. I do bits of writing to myself, and just as a hobby on the outside. Nothing I'm much up to people reading, because I'm just
Agent
like
Morgan,
that.
How much longer do you want to keep talking?
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
we should cut the chit-chat
Well,
and
sometimes
get
little
our
stories,
official
little fancy
statements.
bits, but nothing
Right.
like
Let's
faux
head
or
over to the
concrete.
Forest
Just,
Park.
you know, little things involving characters I made up and all. Sometimes just critical pieces for like video games. No, I've actually the blog. I've actually started, you know, actually writing those and putting them somewhere where people could read them. Creative writing stuff I haven't done yet. I haven't put anywhere. I'm not sure I will, because I'm just kind of like, oh. People seeing into my mind. Just want to check. Yeah, this is assumed as we get. Alright. Yeah. Where are we? Oh wow, that really is on the far end of town, huh? So... yeah, like, maybe like little, short story sort of bits. Editing my English creative writing degrees, gathering dust over here. I may take you up on that at some point. Let's see, here we go, right. There we go, so this is what you have to do really until you learn the thing off by hand, is just find yourself, go straight up. Wanna go, that is us, okay. Oh, because there's a green arrow, there's people on top of the green arrow, that kept fucking with me. I kept thinking, why is there a tree symbol? And so you left, Take the second right. Just go all the way straight until... Can't anymore. No. Not until all the way you can't anymore. Until you reach, I don't know, the back of Todd. That's the milk barn. Reach the milk barn, turn left, and then just follow the whole road. And eventually you'll get there. You have to take the right. Yeah, you'll have to take that right. Alright. See how much I remember this. The thing I find with writing, at least for the blog anyway, is that more often than not I feel like I write too much. And that's in large part because when I'm like, you know, writing stuff about games, I keep wanting to mention like goddamn everything. And part of me's like, well, maybe you should leave some things out. But then at the same time I'm just kinda like, yeah, but also I wanna mention it because it can actually be a bit of a critical piece or something toward, you know, something that matters. Something that you know, it's kind of critical to my point or whatever. It's a habit from, like, history, mainly. It is the hardest part, because I keep going like, well, no, you can't really get rid of that or anything. It is a habit from, like, history A level, where it was just like, okay, slam in at every goddamn point. It does, like, longer is actually better, fuck it. And the fact that I almost got an A star in history means that I was goddamn right about that. English A star was, well, I got an A star in English, but the English A level was like that as well.
Agent Morgan.
And then I imagine, like, when you get to university, they're kind of like, okay, come on, like, actually write this for, like, shit that people actually would read.
George is right. Let's head over to the forest park.
You know, didn't go down that path. Considered it, but I was ultimately like, well, I like computers and shit, and also that's, everything around you screams at you, like, well, you know, the money's in programming. And they're right, but, you know, sometimes I wonder if I had just picked creative writing or history or whatever the fuck instead. The money was not in English. I mean, that's good. The growth as a person when you're in
I've never seen you.
computer science
You
comes a
in
lot
town to
more
see some
slowly.
sights?
And not entirely in ways you want. The Rose.
What's your name?
I'm Gina. Folks call me the Rose.
I'm Francis York Morgan, FBI Special Agent. I'm investigating the death of Anna Graham.
FBI? Wow, how cool. And, ooh, I like that scar.
Do you have any info on Anna or any suspicious individuals?
Ugh, I hate that complex stuff. Let's have a more simple conversation.
Simple.
Yeah. Do you want gas or not?
Oh, that's a curious link hammer.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, we're in dialogue now. You could just take a screenshot of this and just post it and just be like, here's Deadly Premonition. Not the Rose of Trolley. Anyway. Apparently at some point we took like a minor scuff, so you might as well wash the car. Oops. Which means this. I'm goddamn wrecked. You actually need to get the car washed like several times for a certain side quest. It becomes more elaborate as you go along. Just in case you were worried. Anyway. It occurs to me that it was like $35 for filling the tank from like 30% to full. Which means that filling your tank is about as expensive as like 4 crackers from a vending machine.
How much longer do
I keep
you
forgetting
want
that
to talk?
they're still here, so I
Maybe we
can't
should
do
cut the
any of
chit-chat
York's
and go give our
conversations.
official statement.
Pardon me. It is this turn. And then we just pump it. Yeah, that goddamn skullface just fucking with the cracker industry. I can't eat crackers anymore. If he can't eat them, no one else can. Actual attitude of billionaires in real life. Yep. Oh, the fucking Kodak is gonna have fun with this. Got a bit of airtime, everything's fine. Didn't touch the car, it's not a crime. Thinking about it, but if I remember right, you can't actually drive through that to get there. Fun as that would be. And we're on our way. I do like the detail that as you get out to these more remote bits, there's just no cars on the roads. It's a nice little touch. Ooh. Really, I could just drive on either lane. It doesn't matter. There's no one here. I don't think they even complain about it, despite going, I will watch your driving and beat the shit out of you if you refuse to follow law. George forgives a lot of things. Whoop. Just a bit of danger to keep you awake there. My God. The turning when accelerating is especially cosmic. You're an FBI agent. Have some decency, man. There's no decency when you're on the FBI. We have to catch a murderer. We have no time for decency. If we kill people while we do it, that's just the law. That's how it happens sometimes. Ah, it's the good music. I mean, it's all good music, but it's the really good music.
Is this government land?
No, it's private. Owned by Harry.
This whole area?
I mean, mysterious capitalists, man. They can own a lot.
That's right. I'm sure I mentioned that he owns pretty much the whole town.
He used the money left by his father to buy up most of the town. Many town residents live on his land.
Zach, did you hear that? This entire park. A rich man's personal playground. These country rich folk are amazing. It all looks very well kept, too.
You see, he's a good rich man. Not like those bad ones.
I'm an FBI
Like,
special
oh,
agent, Francis York Morgan. Please call me York. It's what everyone calls me.
And you are Jim Green?
That I am, son. I keep these woods.
I almost swear I've heard his voice actor from like a
You're
Cabela
doing a fine
game.
job.
Well, I used to be a tree surgeon.
Those mad hunt, like
And these two
ultra-American
discovered the
hunting
body.
games.
Yes, my grandchildren, Isaac and Isaiah.
Ugh. Ugh. Fucking hell no.
Zach, you see that? Twins. Just like in my dream. We gotta keep an eye on these two.
I'm sorry. Could we talk away from the boys? I want to help your investigation, but I don't want them to hear this.
Very well. Emily, please.
I'll just take them over there then.
Thank you.
Hold on. Don't do anything without asking me. These children were the first to witness the crime scene.
Exactly the same time, yeah.
Come on, they're just kids. They have no idea what really happened to Anna.
That doesn't matter. You agree with me, right, Zach?
How heartless. Do you ever think of other people's feelings, ever?
Emily's right.
Kids don't have
That's
feelings,
still
look at
cold,
them.
Even for the sake of investigation.
Children see things in pure, simple terms. They may have seen something we adults would never spot, and they are here at our request as well. We could at least chat with them and see if they want to make a statement.
Are you serious?
I never joke about matters like this.
Oh my god.
Don't worry. They aren't as fragile as you think. Look at them, standing so upright there.
God damn. The stiffness of their bodies.
Now then, Isaac, Isaiah, tell me, what did you find here?
Anna, she was so pretty. She had a red dress on. Her hair was shining. Bright gold hair. There were lots of animals around.
Perfectly normal children.
Weasel and a snake. A real
The stiffness of
We
their
didn't
body.
know until then. But we know now. Anna was the fairy of the forest. She
Look at
was a
them.
goddess.
You look at them and
Mom
tell
was
me there is a
She
god.
looked so happy.
That's right, Isaac.
Not the stepdaughter.
She was a fairy. A goddess. I'm sure she is playing with those animals even now.
Of course she is. Yeah, of course.
Most useful information, boys. Well, Emily, you can take them now.
There was never a god.
Okay, Zach. This is where Anna's body was. And that means our unsub, our unknown subject, was here too. So, what happened here?
It's a satisfying clap, right? Remarkably, the encoder doesn't care about this. The things that trip and don't trip it. It was very weird to me.
Anna.
Ow! Crap! Jeez! I hate this. Why did it come to this?
Zach, something is still missing. We need more clues.
Whenever it's raining, he has a little FBI hoodie he had like to put on. I don't think he ever puts the hood up though. You know, why would he do that? Anyway. He could so very easily reach up and touch that, but he won't. Francis York Morgan rises for no animal. Missing part of a heel.
Anna. Ow! Crap! Jeez! I hate this. Why did it come to this?
Hmm. of a vest with holes. Porn gate is taking a disturbing new direction.
Lana. Ow! Crap! Jeez. I hate this.
It is a bit out of sync, which is not something it did before. I think it's a Switch version thing. The subtitles, I mean, you get the general gist. Cosmic Star Heroine is only on sale on Steam right now. I mean, it's not very expensive normally anyway, isn't it? There's always Christmas. I guess if I can wait for a sale, I'll wait for a sale. It's €15. Oh, okay, so that actually does jump a bit. I'll see what it does like in the Christmas sale. Don't you worry. Pickles. A font of pickle. You should clean up your inventory. Fuck you, York. Who stuffed them into our toolbox. Pickles are the greatest tool known to man. You think I'm kidding, but when I played this like my very first time, and I was like, you know, trying to like stick to the story, to like beat like, you know, the food requirements and stuff, so I could just stick on the story right and not have to go grab shit. I just ate tons of pickles just to solve it. Hunger was a bit trickier to resolve in the original, as I understand, because I remember the PS3 version made your hunger meter drop faster, but it filled a lot more easily off of food. My god. It was up here. I think I haven't spawned yet actually. An item that up here is there. Might as well. I hope one of those gets picked as the thumbnail by YouTube, so I'll just make that the thumbnail.
As you requested, we have permission to stay and look around as needed. But what are you planning on doing?
To examine the scene, of course. Basic Crime Investigation 101. We might uncover some further evidence.
My men have covered this already.
Your men are
I
shit,
seriously
though.
doubt that there is anything else to find.
Well, then you and Emily can wait in the dark, that's the case. But I'll take my time.
I forget, yeah, it is just sleep. If you walk in, if it's just go to bed. This feels very purposely placed. There's this half-fallen tree trunk thing. Where are the other two? Not sure if they're also in trees or it's just that one. No, there's one. Two bent pieces of grass.
Lana. Ow!
one piece to go. Why indeed? Maybe it is up there. I forget. So we start playing memory game. There's another bird's nest, but I think it's only like items in it. It's glowing blue and not red. Oh, just to guarantee it. Nah, it doesn't last long enough. The YouTube algorithm might not pick up on it. There it is, it was another one in the tree. There we go. Some industrious birds around here, I tell you what.
Haven't seen one of these in a long time. It's upside down. I guess this is meant to be an anti-peace sentiment then.
These holes on the ground were made by high stiletto heels all around here. And this depression here, Agent Morgan, I see what happened here. Hung her from the tree and put on her shoes.
Yeah, sure, George.
Enjoying it. Sicko. Knelt down. And disgusting.
George, you certainly have a vivid imagination. An interesting theory, don't you think, Zach? What was his name again? That Hollywood producer.
Weinstein?
That's right. Joel.
Oh, that one.
We really ought to introduce George to him, Zach. Profiling is a little different from writing a screenplay, though. An idea being interesting doesn't make it fact. Let me enlighten you, George. The footprints reveal that one of the heels were missing from the shoes. And they're different from Anna's shoes that we saw at the office. Furthermore, there would be even more disgusting evidence.
No, this music.
Well, do as you suggested. If you want proof, go ahead and try it for yourself.
There's discussing a killer putting on like a woman's shoes and masturbating over her corpse and just a do.
What was he doing in front of Anna?
Mind under.
Anna. Ow! Crap! Jeez! I hate this. Why did it come to this?
Now I get it. He was kneeling to pray in front of her. Just like the twins said. She was a goddess. Pale sun, our unknown subject, offered prayers to Anna's body. Its bitten out tongue and massive body wound. Once dead Anna was transformed from an object of despite into one of worship. So who is Miss Stiletto Heels? The steps are close coming up to the body, and then farther apart going away.
There was a reason to hurry away then.
That settles it then, George. Miss Stiletto Heels is a third party here. She's not the murderer. No one runs away from an object of worship.
You sure?
She could be another victim who was with Anna. Or perhaps an accomplice who fled for some reason. She is also one who took Whatever it was, Anna was holding on to in her hand.
But why? Why did she leave her here?
Only Miss Stiletto Heels knows the reason for that. She might know something about the man with the reversed peace mark, too. How many women wear high stiletto heels in this town, do you think?
Oh, I should think most of them have at least one pair.
Well, damn.
I do too, before you
The
ask.
trail runs cold.
But nobody would come all the way out here wearing them, except maybe one person.
Don't keep me in the dark, then. Who might this elegant lady be?
Diane, the owner of the art gallery. But she's out of town for a big art auction. I heard she'll be coming back in a couple days.
Then we'll just have to give her a warm welcome home.
I also have to keep tapping the right stick in
A more
cutscenes.
immediate matter, then. Where in town can you find something like this? It should be a building that isn't used anymore, with either a lot of metal or metal machinery or something like that.
The old lumber mill.
Hmm.
Then it's time to really get this show on the road. Could you guide me to this perfect setting for extravagant murder?
Clear. Pardon me.
The lumber mill is pretty far from here. If that's where she was killed, why would the killer go to all the trouble of carrying her all the way here?
I don't know yet. My profiling instincts tell me one thing is for sure, though. The unsub's personality is totally different before and after the crime. The unsub killed her in a brutal, horrifying way, and then displays powerful adoration after she's dead. Something close to love.
Not that
could
strange,
well be
I
the
would
key
think,
to
for
all
psycho
of this.
killers.
I will say this, though, George. Profiling is a risky business. Of course, if the unsub planted those stiletto footprints himself, well then, everything I've just said falls apart. But there's no evidence that he left those stiletto footprints. I'm sure we have Miss Stiletto Heels to thank for those tracks. All I can do is deduce the unsub's feelings in light of the evidence, and carefully figure the unsub's MO, modus operandi, his way of thinking. It usually unveils something that a normal forensic analysis may overlook. That's my way of profiling. It's not for everyone, but it works for me.
I do love York as a character. He's just such a very specific man about everything. Also, this track is rad.
When I first joined the force, this lumber mill was still in full swing.
It closed up right when I first moved here.
And now it's totally abandoned.
I presume so. I've never really been inside, so I don't know for sure, but it sure is run down.
Deserted buildings are perfect for criminal hideouts and activities. I keep telling Harry to have the place torn down.
Probably.
I mean,
After all, it's already been used as the site of Anna's murder.
once you've
You don't know that
investigated
for
it,
sure
just
yet.
tear it down. Anyway.
But the perpetrator selected the lumber mill.
Agent York, you seem very confident about this.
Confident? Confidence is a sweet spot between being rude and hopeless. I'm just drawing natural conclusions from the facts that we've seen.
It is a
That
good line.
sounds exactly like being full of confidence, at least to me. And normal people with common sense.
Common sense can be the opposite of fact sometimes. Bear that in mind.
The perfect
Oh, I
retort,
will, Agent York.
frankly.
Thank you for another pearl of wisdom.
She's sarcastic about it,
For
but
sure by simply going to the lumber mill.
it's a good retort.
So keep your pearls of wisdom to yourself, and let's hurry.
Well said, George. Can you step on it, Agent York?
Well, you know, as a fucking, speed limit we gotta follow. I couldn't be sure if there was a fence though, otherwise we would have skipped across the grass. Again, just another one of those good atmosphere things. This game does rain weirdly well for, you know, a game like this. It's just like the amount of it, the songs to play with it, just driving through it. So it's done very, very well. Did I picked the wrong road? I don't think I did, no. I think I'm good. Yeah, we're good. The other one's like the port or dock or whatever the fuck. At least this is like presumably automatic and not manned.
Let's go. Find out if your facts can be trusted.
You're full of confidence, right? Let's get to the lumber mill.
It's there. Get in the car, dude, though. This is a time trial. We don't want to start that. Time trials are a wee bit awkward, I find. Just, you know, driving controls. And what you get for them isn't great anymore. But hey, yeah, content. Ooh. Work was put in to make sure this game had just enough shit in it. There's like actually tons of side quests, and a lot of them are actually very good, just for giving you a little insight and fleshing out the side characters, like the people of the town and all, even ones who aren't really relevant to the plot at all. And some of them are actually like, hey, this in some ways like intertwines with the plot and everything.
I'm going in alone.
Great.
You two stay here. I can't concentrate on profiling with other people around me.
Now, hold on a minute. We're investigating this case together.
Listen, I can't risk the crime scene being compromised by you two.
What are you saying? You're not the only professional law enforcement officer here, Agent Morgan. We know how to secure a crime scene.
I'm sorry. That was rude. But this is how I operate. Furthermore...
Yes? Furthermore what?
To me, the outsider FBI agent, every citizen of this town is a suspect. You two could be in on this whole thing for all I know. I have to keep suspects out of crimes.
How can you say such a thing? Is he making fun of us? We should have left him behind and come here by ourselves.
You're right. I've never been so insulted.
I'm sorry, but I'm just doing my job.
And no, despite the game very diddly putting the rain for this whole sequence and scenes and everything, no one apart from like York ever has,
Did you hear that, Zach?
you know,
If
umbrellas
they're
and
pros,
shit.
then we should let every first-person shooter gamer out there join the SWAT team.
Damn.
Zach, they're here.
Off we go. Near midnight. Alright, I remember this whole sequence. I'm gonna say like I'll stop at the next save point I get to. Just because I presume we were going to hit a certain thing first before we did the whole lumber mill sequence.
Great.
But I have things in the wrong order in my head. But I'm thinking it comes at the end or maybe in the middle of the sequence.
Nice shot. Yes.
while we wait for that hitbox to decay. You can use these to beat enemies, but it does, you know, I find it's just easier just to shoot them. But again, the starting pistol is, for all little regular gits, is actually just, you know, great for the whole game.
Bullseye. Nice shot. Amazing. Bullseye.
Ooh.
Bullseye.
Nothing personnel, is it? You know what? Also, I do love that. The fog effect is just a flat wall texture, essentially. Bless them, they tried. Yeah, the hitboxes are just mad. I'm pretty sure they're actually longer in this one than they were in the 360, because I never remember having that as an issue. Oh, this is the room I was thinking of. Alright, yeah. What are these sections, really?
Just as I thought, Zach. This is where Anna was killed.
They will be explained later, yeah. This is basically the best way to put it. Is like, they will be explained later, but don't worry, like it's not just, well, we're Silent Hill now for giggles. Pretty sure there's a telephone in this room after you do it.
Hey. Come here.
Quite a long one, this one. There's a lot to work out. The longest drag he's ever taken.
We're still missing a vital piece of the puzzle.
You never do see him empty that little cigarette holder. Alright. Hey. Damn it. That's right, it's 4. It's a limit of 4 until you do some side quest. We'll need to find a toolbox at some point and take that out.
Zach, it's almost like an altar. Was the murder some kind of ritual?
Ritual of an audience, apparently. Just chairs and sofa. The American variant of Rat-Tata. It's just a regular Rat-Tata, not even the color change or anything, but with a gun for a face. You believe it's just an infinite pipe spawn, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, we could use a new pipe. Right, that over memorized. Nice focus on the back of Zach's head. York's head. Pardon. I mean, really, what's the difference at this point? When we're in charge, it's Zach, really. Where indeed? Well, that's distinctly more revealing. There's that investigating. Just find whoever has like the weird crocodile leather skin vest and just, you know, just jail him. Job done. Gained quite a bit from that one. Alright. Well, let's take a shiv in hell. And don't cut yourself here, they get fucking tetanus on the spot. Oop. That's fine. Sort this before I forget. Well, first things first, we're gonna put away the bar. I'll take out submachine gun. You might as well just take out a big whack of bullets while we're at it. You can stash more than you can hold. For reference. You. We're not going to use it too much just yet because it's good ammo to just have on hand. Oops. And with that, we're going to save, and that'll be me for the night, because we're now at 5 past midnight. Alright. That's me. That's Deadly Premonition. I'm gonna need a bulletproof coat, it really is. So, yeah. Thanks for coming out, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be riding with Deadly Premonition for a bit. Next stream is going to be maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, one of the two. So yeah, we'll see which. Depends what happens. But yeah. Good night, thanks for coming out, and see you Tuesday or Wednesday. Bye.